My name is Dr. Lisa Nicoletti, and I'm an art historian. I'm a professor at Centenary College of Louisiana, and I co-direct the Meadows Museum. You know, I think Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec is one of the artists who influenced advertising and the way that our visual culture looks today more than any other artist. It was really not an easy task to try to pick just one work from the Norton's galleries, and there were a lot of different contenders, but I just kept coming back to this work. Even though, you know, when you look at it, it's a fairly simple piece. It's very flat, very two-dimensional. It uses 4 colors and the color of the paper, and that's essentially it. So the Divan Japonais was a relatively new club. You know, it just means essentially like the Japanese couch. And what else this shows to us is that in the late 19th century, in Europe and also in the United States, there was just a rage for all things Japanese. I think what's so interesting about this particular print is it shows his strategy to advertise not only the hottest new clubs, to try to draw people there, and he says very clearly too who the owner of this new club is, Edward Fournier. So what we see Toulouse-Lautrec doing here is he is trying to take this rather new influence that is breaking all the rules of any of his traditional art practice. He went to school to become a very specialized, trained French artist, but this kind of work breaks those academic rules. It's very flat. The figures aren't modeled, meaning you're not seeing all these highlights and the shadowing to try to create 3 dimensions. If you look at the woman in the foreground, her name is Jeanne Avril. She is just almost a mass of black, of just one tone with the slightest highlight along the edges of kind of a gray color. Her skin is just the white of the paper. Her hair is all pretty much the same tone of orange. She is created of all these kind of amorphous forms, like what is sitting there in front of her under her fan, that yellow form. Is it a little purse? Is it a pouch of money? It almost looks like it's a little tiny hat that's sitting over and dangling into the text that's written right on top of that. And the fact that you've got all this text layered right on top of the image also flattens the form out. So everything goes back, it keeps pushing back into 2 dimensions, even if you can see these long diagonal lines that are sometimes barely pulling it into a 3rd dimension. It just keeps flattening itself back out.